Hi peeps, you're here with Sandra. You're here on day 3 of a year and a day Wicca training, or Wicca guiding. Maybe it's training, I'm not too sure. So, I'm going to get right to the chase. So, of course, before I start, I must promote this book, Wicca, A Year and a Day by Timothy Roderick. It is an amazing read. I've read up to, I think, day 60 something. I am only on day 3 though, and sorry again, I popped a pimple right there, so it looks like my nose is a little bloody, but it's not. It's just a scar from that. So today's day 3, and what day 3 is about letting go of the words that were presented yesterday from day 2. And to recap a little bit, those words were Wicca, ritual, pagan, witchcraft, magic, spell, power, occult, and earth religion. So those words can be discomforting to a lot of people because in our society we're taught that Wicca and witchcraft and witches are evil people. And the truth is that those people are not they haven't educated themselves. They've been pretty much believing what they want to hear from influences like media. Like a lot of movies depict witches as evil. Religions talk down about witchcraft and Wicca and paganism and the Celtic religion, and it's just a lot of misled information, and people just need to. That's why part of our job here is to inform people what the truth is about what we do and how we're not evil, even though there's some awesome movies like Hocus Pocus and that movie with Nicole Kidman and Julianne Moore. That was an awesome movie. They were sisters, and I forgot what happened. I just remember it was really cool. And The Craft is an awesome movie too, but it all depicts us as being evil people. So it's just good to we're here to teach lessons in this life. So make sure to teach people the lesson of that a lot of us are just really healers and we don't do bad at all. We worship nature, the universe, and we only speak good words and we have good judgments and everything's in love and light. Anyway, sorry, I'm getting off topic again. I did do the ritual already that is involved with day 3 with these 9 words. So basically what it was, the words that you wrote down yesterday about like whether the words create fear or anxiety or whatever those words make you feel, you wrote them down, and then today, day 3, this chapter is called Melting Your Beliefs. So, the exercise for today was to I cheated a little bit. It's supposed to be a 5 to 6 inch taper candle. This is definitely way bigger, but with the exercise I did find this easier. You do have to take a pin. I used a pen. But you take a pin and you scratch in the words that you came up with yesterday with the fear, anxiety, whatever those 9 words made you think of or feel. So you scratch those into the white taper candle, and you're supposed to have a candle holder, but I just have this right now. So yeah, witchcraft on a budget. So, which is fine. So I put in more words than I said yesterday because I really didn't write too many words, so I kind of recapped. So I did write in discomfort, I wrote fear, fantasy, because a lot of people think that this stuff witchcraft is like fantasy, it's not real. What else did I write? Discomforting, sins, because of course a lot of people think this is sinful, so I wrote that in. Judgment, which is a big one for me, and freaks, because a lot of people think this is freaky deaky shit. So before you light the candle, so the beginning of the ritual, I saged, because I sage before I go to bed. I sage every time I'm in this bedroom. just to, I just want to make sure there's only positivity in here, no negativity. So I saged right before the ritual, just because I don't want any bad energy surrounding me during the ritual and kind of taking over the ritual. So I saged before I did anything with meditation music. It was so zen-y. I'm still in zen right now. So the exercise says that before you light the candle, so what I was doing, I was in darkness in my room. You go into a meditation, and when I meditate, I turn off my thoughts, and the first thing I think of is myself floating over the ocean. It might be because I'm a Pisces. I'm not sure, but it always happens that way. Pisces are drawn to water, so I don't know. It just always happens that way. Plus my element is water, so maybe that'll make sense. I don't know. I never really thought about it until right now. So I picture myself floating through or on top of the ocean, and then I always end up in I don't know how to explain it, but on top, on a hill where it's surrounded by nature and mountains, and when I think of it, right now I kind of think of the show Lost, the island they were on. I kind of think of that a little bit, when they're in the middle of the island and they're walking around, and that area where they had a little bit of a golf course going on. Yeah, that's what I think of. Just lots of land, and then flat land, grass, and then but you can see mountains, not mountains but hills, and you see the ocean, and you see lots of nature, and it's beautiful. Whoever was a mega fan of Lost like me, and I say the golf scene, and you guys know what I'm talking about, props to you. Best show that's ever been on TV. And I get A+ for getting off topic. So, okay, so I was saying I was over the ocean, and then I kind of appear there. And it says in the book, right before you light the candle, think of the worst thought that comes to your mind when thinking of those 9 words. And for me, it is my family and their very Christian, Catholic, religious beliefs about Wiccan and witches. They think it's evil. They think I shouldn't even step foot in a New Age shop. I shouldn't even be thinking about getting into stuff like that, like this and everything. So that's what I think. I think of my brother's judgmental words, because he's very judgmental about things that are kind of out of his ordinary. So I was thinking of that. It was kind of weird. I was still in my meditation, I was still standing on the hill. One side was the very judgmental, uncomforting opinions and judgments from my family, and then on the other side, a few feet away, I saw a pagan community, and they were waiting for me so they can welcome me in. And it seemed very welcoming and peaceful. So I let go of what my family was saying, and I went to the direction of the community. So that's what, in the exercise, that's what I thought was my biggest problem with the word Wicca and witchcraft, was my family and their judgments. So I let that go. And in the book it says, right when you let go, or right when you think of that most painful, I guess, or most, that word or that emotion that builds up within you when you think of Wicca and everything that's negative, that emotion that you think of, you open your eyes and then you light the candle that you wrote all the words on. And so that's what I did. And I kind of sat here for a bit watching the candle, and immediately I felt so peaceful. I was still in my meditation, I was zenning, but just watching the candle light up and the light come up and seeing some of the words just light up, it just made me feel better. I know it'll melt away, because it's also a mind trigger, and you learn that stuff in meditation, that things that mentally bother you are really just made up in your mind, and it's just being aware of the thoughts you have associated with the words or the situation. Maybe I should do a video on that sometime, of like mind triggers, because like, yeah, I know quite a bit about it. I took a course in meditation, so I should do that. That's a great video idea. I should write these things down. I have mind triggers, Reiki. I have my last video I did this afternoon. I came up with I thought I should do the code. I forgot who it's by. Oh, okay, I'm gonna get that book, because you guys, when I start getting more viewers, you guys are going to find that book amazing. So I'm going to get that book, and I'm going to make a video of it. Yay. Okay, sorry, back on topic. So, a candle was lit, and I was in meditation. I sat for about 5 minutes. I made sure that the candle only had positivity around it. I saged it a little bit. I said that this candle's only in love and light, and I used my pendulum here, my cute pendulum, to make sure that there was only positive energy surrounding the candle. Oh shoot, I dropped my book. Okay. So, while I find that page, here we go. After that we have, so when the candle's fully burnt, by the way, see, this is where it'd be easier if it was a taper candle, because I'm going to have to wait. Or I'm going to have to wait a lot longer for this to fully melt. When it's finished melting, I believe the book says that you bury it into the earth. Yeah, when the candle finishes burning, take the wax and bury it someplace far from your home. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. And then there were 3 questions, reflection questions. Yay for questions! Hi! Sorry. Okay, anyway, I get really excited. So, question number 1. What was it like to part in this small ritual? It was peaceful. It felt right. It felt right in my meditation, when the community of pagans and Wiccans and Celtics, they were like, oh, come over, and they looked so peaceful and happy-go-lucky, and I was like, okay, I gotta drop all these judgments that other people might have, because it's other people's opinions. They're not on my path, I'm not on their path, I don't judge them, so I shouldn't let anyone else's judgments bother me. So, it felt right. Question number 2, what emotions did the ritual bring up? Well, first it brought up fear and judgment when I heard my family talking about how my root is evil and sinful. But then that turned into peace and acceptance because of the pagans and everybody else in my my meditation. Okay. Question number 3. Did I let go of anything with this ritual? I let go of my religious family judging me. I love my family. I love them to death. But there's got to be acceptance. I accept them for who they are. They want to believe what they want to believe, which is fine. That's their path. Everybody has a different path. Unfortunately, with my family, they're very preachy. They like to put their beliefs on other people, and they want other people to believe what they believe. And I always thought that kind of drives people away more so than inviting them in, just because, you know, no one really knows what happens after death. No one really knows. We just have ways of dealing with life's problems the best way we can, and people have different beliefs that help them with life. And I feel like paganism and Wicca, it's a calling. I think every religion people get dedicated to, and they dedicate their life to, it was their calling. Because like I said in yesterday's video during day 2, I kept trying to follow the Christian Catholic religion, but my whole life, paganism and Wicca have been kind of interfering, because it's like I've always found that fascinating, but I kept like kicking it to the side and pushing it to the side, because I was like, no, I have to follow the route my family wants me to follow, because that's the right way. Even if today I was still like that, I'm sure, like, it's divine providence. Books would pop out at me, like this one from Timothy Roderick, or I'd still be in the New Age section looking at books, or stuff like that, or I don't know, I'd see a spirit or something. And I've seen spirits before, so I know they exist. As for my brother, who's very Christian Catholic, he thinks it's a bunch of hocus pocus spirits. He doesn't think they exist. So, but things like this always pop out to me, and I have to take notice. And this is the route I want to go. This is where I feel comfort. This is where I feel peace. I did not feel comfort and peace in the Christian Catholic religion. I know some people find their peace there and find their community, but there's also other people who have different pathways, and everyone just has to accept each other because we're all human beings. At the end of the day, at the end of our lives, we are all spirits, we are all love, and our physical bodies all turn into skeletons. So we're all the same, we just have different beliefs and different pathways, and that's it. So guys, I'm going to sum up this video, or not sum it up, it's already been 16 minutes. I really talk a lot, oh my gosh. I do recommend that you buy this book, because even though I'm giving you the exercises and everything, there is a lot of useful, awesome, great material that you will want to read. Like, I'm basically giving you, what I give you in each video is like 10% of what the actual chapter holds. Like, there's so much information that's like mind baffling. It's awesome. I love knowledge. It's like the best thing in the world. So my friends, tomorrow night is the strawberry moon. So I'm gonna see if there is actually a practice in here that I should do tomorrow, even if it's day like 250. I'm going to see if I can do it tomorrow, just because it is the moon, the strawberry moon, and I want to do something to honor it. But if there's nothing in here regarding it, I'll just go to day 4. Alright, my friends, peace out, in love and peace, peace out. Or sorry, I always have word jumbles, by the way. You might notice that with me. It's one of my things, I don't know why. Anyway, in love and light, peace out, have a good night.